actually some of Geoff's old stomping grounds. Geoff went to college at Ithaca, so he used to do lots of practicing around here. He's actually raced this Unadilla motocross track before. So Geoff's getting warmed up here for us after the long drive across the country. He was out in California last week, and then he was out in Denver, and then drove across the country over the last couple days to show up and do a show for us here at the National Motocross, so we're pretty pumped to be out here. So Geoff's getting warmed up and checking out some of our first couple obstacles here. We got our ERE cylinders down here at the end. Now Geoff, he's going to try to ride his motorcycle over top of all three of these giant ERE cylinders. So now in trials, out in natural terrain, you'd be out riding over giant rocks and logs. So we try to simulate some giant logs here for Geoff, jumping right up on top and bridging the gap on these first two cylinders here. Hopping across from the first one right to the second one and keeping his balance. You notice his tires are right on the mark. Get the motorcycle turned around. It looks like, what do you guys think? Is that alright? Geoff is going to make it a little more technical for us this time. He's going to try hopping up the very end of this cylinder and up on top of it. Now to keep balance, he's got to be on a few inches of his line. So no run, jumping right up on top, hopping the bike, 90 degrees right there. Moving the front tire and the rear tire, hopping the motorcycle into position. Everything's got to be perfectly lined up, or else it does not work out. Hopping the rear tire over, look at this, turning around, and then on the rear tire, those last two cylinders, give it up for him, guys. Geoff Aaron for us out here at Unadilla. Thanks to Red Bull bringing us out here to put on a show for you guys. Now Geoff is checking out our Red Bull pyramid, and it goes straight up one side and right off the other. So Geoff, first of all, he's got to get enough speed to be able to make the top of the obstacle, but there is nothing and no room to get stopped on the other side of it. So Geoff's using second gear on his motorcycle, wide open, hopefully make the top of this and not cartwheel off the other side. So let's make some noise for him, guys. We'll get Geoff fired up. Right to the rear tire, dropping off the backside, and on the brakes, coming to a stop. Now in trials competition, rather than trying to do things faster, we just try to make it bigger. So Geoff is actually moving his motorcycle. You can see no run from this obstacle, up and over the top on the slippery grass. So just like that, Geoff blasting over the top of that pyramid and dropping off the other side. So we got Geoff riding over a few different obstacles here. We're going to add one more obstacle to the show. Just up it a little bit. What do you think? You ready? He's going to volunteer me to... Geoff's going to be doing what we call a bunny hop. I'm sure you guys have all done a bunny hop on your mountain bike or your BMX bike. Geoff's going to take his trials motorcycle and then hop over top of me. So let's see what Geoff can do here. My job is pretty complicated. I'm supposed to just lay on the ground and not move. So Geoff's getting lined up here, getting some throttle going. All right, guys, make some noise for him. Here we go. Geoff's coming in, going for the... All right. Geoff's checking it out that time. This is the part of the show I don't want him to mess up. All right, so let's go with other direction this time. Geoff is getting lined up. He's on the rear tire and hopefully not going to drop that right on top of me. Just stay real still. Don't do that. Really a pretty... Yep, my favorite part of the show personally. If I could not get hit. Oh! What do you guys think? Was that all right? Yeah? Okay, Geoff. Enough screwing around. All right, let's make some noise for him. Geoff is going to come in full throttle on the throttle. Here we go, coming in and go nowhere. Oh, right over top of me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm getting a raise for that one. Geoff coming in. Oh, cutting it a little bit close. How many of you guys think he's holding back a little bit? Yeah? You want to go bigger?
Yeah.
Okay. How about this way? I'm going to turn over my toes and then over top of my head. So get this one right, Geoff. Focus, buddy. Okay, I'm ready. Here we go, guys. Coming in for the, and bailing out. Don't hit me. If he ever gets that one wrong, there's some problems. All right, make some noise for him all the way over the top, guys. Here we go. Yeah. Let's hear it for Geoff Aaron here. Unadilla National Motocross. Now we've seen Geoff ripping around over the different front of the rig. We have this triple step. So Geoff is going to try to ride up each one of these steps with no ramps, no kickers, and hopefully get up on top of here. So not using much run at this obstacle. On the throttle, right up onto the first step. And look at the tire hanging off the back side there. So he's got 5 pounds of pressure to get as much traction as possible on the slippery diamond plate. So hopefully he can make it up this next undercut step right in front of him. On the throttle, right up on top, and hopping the bike directly into position. No screwing around up on top of there. And one more up to the roof of the rig here. On the throttle and blasting up that last step, no problem. Turning the motorcycle around, up in the front tire and the rear tire. Not afraid of falling off, I suppose. Now Geoff, he's gonna try riding his motorcycle back down these steps here. So he's up on the rear tire, dropping right down off. And no room to get stopped. You can see he's on the brakes. He's going to use every inch because that motorcycle does not fit. Just like that, look at the front tire hanging off the edge and dropping off. Geoff Aaron tearing it up for us here today. We want to thank Red Bull for having us out here. Enjoy the racing. Now Geoff is working his way to the front of the rig. We got this ramp now, it's about 1 foot wide. I'm sure you've used a ramp similar to this to load your bike in the back of the truck. So Geoff is going to try riding this right up to the top with a nice flip turn there. Not a place you want to fall off. Land on that sharp aluminum object. Now Geoff is riding, hopefully right back down the front of the rig on the front tire. No problem. Cruising across the front. After the show, Geoff's going to be right out front here. He's going to be signing some autographs for us. And he's also, we're going to have some of our DVDs for sale. We're doing buy one, get one. So it's 2 DVDs for 20 bucks. So check it out. Now Geoff, he's got a couple more tricks for you at the front of the rig. Getting a nice rollback right there. We have this kicker. Now this ramp is about waist high. He's checking out these ones, okay? Now Geoff rode across the top of them before on both tires. How about on one wheel? Let's check this out one more time. And think about the clutch, the throttle, the rear brake, everything on that motorcycle right across the top of all 3 of those cylinders. What do you guys think of the show? Did we do all right? All right, Geoff.
More.
Looks like he's coming up onto the center stage, getting a nice side hop here. And looking at this ramp at the front. Now, in trials riding, we call this move a splatter. He's putting it in 3rd gear with only that much run and gonna put the rear tire into the face of this big aluminum wall. So if he doesn't make it, you'll find out why we call it a splatter. So make some noise for Geoff Aaron here, guys. Let's get him fired up. See him up on top of the rig. Lots of throttle and right up onto the top, no problem, and coming to a stop. Jumping across the gap right to the rear tire and turning around, going back up front, popping the tires into place, turning around and dropping right off the edge. What do you guys think? Is that all right? So make some noise for him. With a big splatter up on top. Getting lined up, checking out this last one, and up on top, ladies and gentlemen, your 10-time national trials champion, Geoff Aaron here for you. first time he's put his foot down the entire show. Now after the show, Geoff's going to be here signing some autographs. Make sure you pick up some of our DVDs. I have a handful of them left, and we're doing 2 for 20 bucks. So make sure you pick one up. And I'm not sure how you guys park your motorcycle at home, but how about one more time for Geoff Aaron, guys? Thanks.